Hey guys, how's it going? How's it going? Hey May. How's it going? Hey Amanda. Inside my Discord study group, I have a room for that. It is called Where to Start Prep. And when you download the Discord app, set up your account, verify your account with your email address, then you can click on the link to join our Discord group, and the third room in that Discord group has a link to all my very best videos of where I think you should start. When you first go into the room, there's a lot of conversations. Just keep scrolling backwards and you'll start running into videos. Scroll all the way back till the room ends and there's no more conversation and you're at the very first link that I posted. And that's all of my favorite where to start videos on YouTube. I didn't mean for anybody to talk in that room, but people have been talking in there. I just have to go through there every once in a while and delete all the messages so that it's just the videos links. But it just takes time, and I'm always running short on time. There's a link in my TikTok tree for Discord. There's also a link on my website, medicalcodingbyjen.com. The bottom of any page has the little Discord logo. It looks like a gamer controller, but I think it looks like Mickey Mouse's britches. The top of my YouTube page, up in the banner, also has the little link that you could click on. I am working on getting this document done for a comprehensive E&M thing. I'm going through my final audit of it so that I can release it. So I thought you guys could work on these pocket prep questions that I have not done. These are new questions I have not seen on pocket prep. And while I'm working on this, you guys can tell me what you think the answer is to these questions and we'll see what's going on. Sammy, no. Lay down. Sorry, my cat is being mean. It's Saturday night and he doesn't have a date and he's mad. Lay down, Sammy. You just take you a nap. I already gave you some catnip. Come on, lay down. You're welcome. You did join the Discord yesterday. There's a room called Discord Tips. If you go in that room and also scroll all the way back, there's not supposed to be any conversation in that room either, But the very first video posted by Betty is 101 on Discord. It shows you how to use Discord. It's kind of boring, but if you want to know how to utilize it and get the most out of Discord, that'll help you. Just turn it on in the background while you go do laundry or something, you know. All right, guys, let me know what you think the answer is to this question. Can you guys see it? You're welcome. There's also a search feature on Discord. So if you have a question like what webcam do you use during your online exam, you can just click the search button on Discord and type in the word webcam, and it'll bring up everybody's previous conversations on a webcam, and then you can go see those. So super easy to use. It's just not drop down menus like window based applications. It's more of a DOS based system, which dudes really like, gamers, but it's wonderful because it's free and it stores all my data, and I don't have to have it gatekeeped, paywalls up. So it's wonderful. It's great. Discord is kind of like Facebook, but they made it for gamers so that there's no tracking. No one gets copies of your email address or your search history. If you search in Discord for anything, none of it is tracked. It's the gamers wanted a place that they could talk and have conversations about Dungeons and Dragons or their little video games, whatever that they're doing, and plot these like extravagant games with their buddies, or post tips about how to get to certain levels or whatever. And they didn't want advertisements, right? Every little corner is filled with all these stupid little bubbles. If you mention the word dog leash, you're going to get all these dog leashes come up all of a sudden on the sidebars. So that's what Discord is made for. It's made for video gamers. They wanted to bypass all that stuff. But educators are finding it super useful, because I did have a Facebook Messenger group. My problem was it did hold information, but if a new member joined, they could only see the information from the time that they joined on. They couldn't see all the stuff that I'd posted. I could never answer a question once. I'd have to answer it 10,000 times a year, because everybody joins and they're brand new. Okay, what do I do next? I could never get anything done from trying to answer the same stuff over and over again. So that's why they made Discord, and found it super helpful in merging newbie information with advanced information and having a place to store it all. They do have some things we can buy and purchase that does make the company money. I haven't done that yet, but you can fluff it up with like emotes or maybe user-friendlier room dividers or something. It's like a pair of Crocs, but you can add features to it, you know, little doodads that are just personalized for you, but the service remains the same for everybody. So it's kind of nice. It's a good place to store information so that everybody new gets to see what everybody else already posted. Thanks for sharing the live, Kayla. You're awesome. Thanks for the new follow. 2. Thanks for letting everybody know that we're on and live. This is just a bonus one for tonight. It's not my normal, but I'm sitting here. Kids are at a dinner, and I have a little time. Is Codify to use with Practicode? Yes, it is. Don't use Codify until after you're certified and you want to get your apprenticeship taken off. If you don't have a course that you've passed or any kind of work history, then you use Practicode to try to get rid of your apprenticeship status. I never did have to take it because I had plenty of clinical experience and college education. So a lot of people don't need it, but it's there if you do. A lot of errors in it, and it's pretty frustrating, but they'll work on it and get it to be better. But good Lord, don't look at either one of those until you're certified. I've been doing coding and billing for 20 years, and I've never done CPC test. Yay, Joanne. I hope I can help you pass if you want to. Yeah. Probably after you join Discord, you have to join a server. So you have to go back to my link. See, do I have any links up? Nope, I don't have any links up. Link. Once you join Discord, verify your email address and you sign up and you have your own account. Then you are good. Then you go back to my website or my TikTok, whatever, or wherever my little link is with the little britches, but I'm posting it here in this TikTok chat. But you probably have to click on my little blue star lingo bio picture, go to the link tree, and then click on the TikTok or the Discord link there. But also on the banner of my YouTube channel has the little remote control link. You can push on that. You can go to my website, medicalcodingbyjen.com, go to the social media tab, and then halfway down the page it says join now, and you click on the little icon for Discord and it'll throw you right on in there. I take my exam on the 21st and I want to start Practicode. It looks rough. Yeah. It throws in a lot of information that isn't covered with CPC in on you right away, and it's pretty rough. But all the Practicode examples are online. They're on Quizlet. You can go find people that have taken it. It might not be 100% the correct answer because even some of the questions are wrong, but it'll get you to pass for sure. Thanks, Summer, for the follow. You're welcome. So, Joanne, it's a great career, but I can't get into the remote coding jobs because I'm not certified. That's right. So, yeah, just get you a CPT book is the first step. 2023 or 2024 version. Get it prepped. I suggest you prep it. I have a website, medicalcodingbyjen.com. Go to the tab that says resources once you join my website. Under resources tab, there's another tab that says CPT book prep. Click on that. It's got all the pictures with explanation of how I prep my CPT book for the exam from the exam point of view. That way all the codes are fixed so that you can find the answer within 120 seconds. You got to be really, really quick at turning these pages and getting to the codes. So you need to build up your skills in finding 4 to 8 different codes, whether it's CPT and then another couple might be ICD-10, and then your last difference might be HitPick. So you might be going from 3 books, 1 question in 120 seconds. You've got to build up your fingers, your memorizations on where chapters are in the books. Tabs don't help, I don't think. I don't tab my books. Everything's in numerical order, and all the books are in numerical order anyway. So the tabs just get in your way. Don't fiddle with that. But go follow my instructions. They're there completely free. There is also some videos on another tab that will show you code by code exactly what I'm doing in real time. And then you can prep your books. I do sell the notes if you want to just copy them page by page, but I'd rather teach you for free and absolutely get you to prep your books for free, and then attempt to take your exam, because with AAPC you get 2 attempts, and if you fail your first attempt after getting all my free stuff and watching all the free lessons, then you might want to consider maybe buying some chapters of my notes that you did the lowest in. But hopefully we can get you there. I've gotten thousands of people there, first attempt pass right out the gate without spending a dime. So that's my goal. I'm just here to help you guys. I'm just volunteering, helping, want to make a difference in your life, get you that better career, better family life. And I think medicine is a great way to do it. I've loved my 30 years in medicine, so I chose medicine because I never want to be without a job. I had worked for Ford, being an auditor for the line of car mirrors after they painted them, put all the electronics in them. I got them at the end of the line, hooked them up, and made sure they still worked, made sure the paint body was good, there was no bubbles, and all the electronics worked. And then I had to package them for the company and put them in these big forkliftable crates. It was a production line, so I had everybody else who was putting all the pieces together wanting to go home fast, but I had to audit every one of them before everybody could go home. Everybody had to glare at me and wait for me to audit all these things. Oh my gosh. If we made production, we got to go home early, but Lord help. Anyway, Ford, of course, laid us off. So that was my first experience with the working in a big girl job. And yeah, I just did not know what I wanted to do for a living, but I knew I didn't want to work in a field where there was a potential for getting laid off, because when I got hired there, of course, my husband, he had been, and his dad had been union presidents for like 13 years. They'd been working with Ford. Their whole family was Ford, and their whole life was all about this darn factory. And even the dad, he was union president. So for us to actually lose jobs was weird, was crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. When was that? 1989-ish? 90? 91. Yes, 1991-ish. Yep, definitely 1991. Yep. So, yep, started college then. Started out with an associate's degree while I was getting unemployment, and then moved on from there. And I figured healthcare, I mean, there's no better way, you know, like if everybody in the county's getting laid off for this, you know, I can go into nursing and medical care. At least I know I can work anywhere. And, you know, even a bad nurse is a good nurse most of the time, you know, especially when there's an emergency going on, you know. So anyway, yeah, I did not want to lose another job, so I like medical. Anybody got to pick an answer for this question? Yep, stability. And I've done so much with my career. If you don't want to touch patients, you don't have to. Even being a nurse, If you know, want to do auditing, great. If you want to do just claims and billing, great. If you want to be a CEO of the hospital, coders do that. I've seen just a CPC work their way up through administration and end up managing and running full medical clinics with, you know, 200,000 lives underneath them. The whole city depends on that one CPC who runs that one medical group in town, you know. You can do a lot with it. Yeah, the course is crazy overwhelming, and it does not help you pass your certification exam, which is the worst part of it. And it's teaching you how to do medical coding the old-fashioned way, kind of like with paper charts and paper books. No one does it that way. Everything's electronic. Even the doctors do their own coding. You'll just get an item line with a date and some CPT codes and some hit picks that they've thrown together, and it comes to you as a task to do in the computer. It's nothing like what they teach you. I do not recommend medical coding courses. I just don't think that's helpful at all. But if you want to pass the certification exam, there's no prerequisites. You can go straight into just trying to attempt the exam. And that's what I like to specialize in, is teach you from the exam point of view, even if you don't know anything about coding, or if you know too much about coding, Miss Joanne. Your 20 years of experience doing it is going to be a hindrance for you when you take this exam, because you have to throw out the fact that you know anything about medical coding, and you do not need to code these examples. You need to look at each answer, find out what the differences are in those answers, and only look for those differences in the question, and that's it. Don't code anything. Everything's coded for you. It's already been done. You just got to pick out the correct answer. And that's how you pass this exam. Yes, Joanne, because if you start thinking about, oh, I know I can't code an ER visit with an office visit on the same day with the same provider, like a PCP sees a patient in their office and then he sends them to the hospital as a direct admit, you know you can't code that. No one pays for that. Blue Cross Blue Shield is going to kick both of those out. So you just usually code the ER or admit, whatever they end up doing. That's most, but in the CPC exam, you do get to code both. So it's kind of funny. Thanks for the follow, Miss Gray. Janice, thank you for the heart. That's awesome. Let's see. We've finally got somebody. Miss Rose says it's B. I have no idea. I have not done these questions. I didn't even read this example. I am working on a document that I need to finish, but I thought I'd love to hear you guys work on these questions because I've not seen them. They're brand new to me. These are the 250 that are brand new that I have not answered on pocketprep. So let's go see if B is correct. It is correct. Good job. Woohoo. I don't know whatever was going on. What is this, 5-year-old? Oh, yes. Okay, so we're going to fix his curvature. Cool beans. I like this pocketprep. Although they have the wrong page numbers in for 2024, it is kind of cool that they do put the page numbers down of where the answers are. Pocketprep is only $14 a month, or like $36 for 3 months, and they have 750 practice exam questions for AAPC CPC, and you can even apply for a grant and get 3 months for free if you want to just apply for a grant and get the $36 off for free. 750 questions for $36 is a great price, and they're in the same format as AAPC. I don't get paid by Pocket Prep. I don't get any commission. So I'm just honestly telling you I've used it before and I don't mind it. I've had to correct a lot of their E&M questions. I corrected all of them for 2022 and 2023, and I work with them to fix them when guidelines change to make them compliant with what's going on with AAPC, CPC, and I do that for free just for you guys. When I see errors in their questions, I don't get paid for that either. But they are responsive and they do fix them. So that's why I kind of wanted to look at these and see what these new 250 are and have you guys try to answer them. And then if y'all have an issue with why an answer is with something, I can figure out if it's an error or not. But anyway, yeah, just Google pocketprep.com. You'll click on the word medical, and then you can click on the word AAPC, and then click on the CPC, and it'll be there. There's a pass guarantee. If you do buy the 3 months for $36, they guarantee you will pass, or they'll give you another 3 months for free. It's an app too on your phone, or you can use it on desktop. That way, if you're standing in the line at the grocery store waiting to check out, you can bring up the question of the day and do it there without your books. I love it. It keeps up with, you can build your own exams. Like if you only want to do all E&M questions, you can build it and that's all you'll do. And then you could, you know, have it build you just 10 random questions, whatever. Or you can do all 750 at one time, whatever you want to do. But I like it. It's okay. I have a link on my website. If you go to medicalcodingbyjen.com, I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's totally free, but I just can't do links in TikTok. It's going to take away my ability if I do another one. There is, on my website, you don't even have to join my website. There's a bottom chat box on my main page. If you click that chat box and then you see my name, Medical Coding by Jen, pop up there, I think if you click that, it's got a FAQ section there now. And I have the top 5 questions. Where do I find free questions, or where do I find your practice questions? If you click on that FAQ, it'll give you the actual link right there too. So where is that grant? Pocketprep.com/Pocket Prep Financial Support Program is what they call it. Maybe that'll help. Pocket Prep Financial Support Program. And I have lots of people pass or get approved for that. So fill it out. It's worth a shot, you know? Did I see Twinkle in here? Oh, good to see you. I didn't want to bug you and let you know that I was on. You're sneaky. You stalked me. Good job. Con, thanks for the follow. Deanna, thanks for the follow. Aw, no worries. Janice, I'm no saint. I'm just old. And before I leave this planet, I want to do some good, you know? So, and I don't know why, but during COVID, when I saw so many people taking their COVID checks and then spending it on these courses, and then failing the certification exam, I knew that there was an easier way, and I just made a TikTok about it, and it just kind of blew up. I don't know. I'm like Gryffindor. When I see something that's wrong, I say something and see if I can't help. I'm a helper. I'm a pleaser. I'm a problem solver. Always have been. So I like to mull things over and think about them and see if I can come up with a better solution. So it's just right up my alley. So I don't know. It just turned out to be this way. AMR. Took a long time to get confidence in that kind of stuff, because most of the time people just judge you or make fun of you or think your intentions are not the intentions that you have. Most people that see something that somebody does, the intention is always felt by that other person is always opposite. It's amazing how I can interpret somebody's intentions totally wrong, and of course all the time people interpret my intentions wrong too. If we only had little windows in our little head that flashed on our foreheads that said, my intention is really good, my intention might be a little biased, but it's okay. You know, just little hints to let everybody know what's going on. It's amazing. What was that quote I heard today? How quiet everything can be around you, but everything is going on inside you. I don't know. There's a quote I heard today. It was really good. I'm not getting it right, but it's about our world, but what's really going on is everything inside of us is our little world. It's inside, not all the external stuff. Anyway, it's interesting. What do you guys think about this particular question? Can you guys see it? I can't tell. I need 3 monitors. Yep, you guys can see it. This is a modifier one. Residual. Planned procedure. What do you guys think? Light, thank you for. Yes, I went over that. Get a CPT book, 2023, 2024. Go to my webpage, medicalcodingbyjen.com. Go to the free resources tab. Go to the book prep page and do everything I have that says there. That's the first step. Get your book prepped. Once you get your book prepped, then you need as many practice questions as you can find. If you've done a course or doing a course, all you need is your chapter questions at the end. Fluff through the rest of it. Take the quizzes, take the chapter exams, and save all those questions and answers and rationale. And just zoom through that course, because those videos, oh my God, they're enough to, that'll drive you insane. But as many practice questions as you can. You need to build up skills in your hands and in your brain to be able to do these questions in 120 seconds. That means you got to go find 4 different to 8 different CPT codes. You may have to find some ICD-10. You may have to find some HitPix codes. Look at those differences. 3 different books, 4 sets of codes, 120 seconds. You got to know what to look for. If it's an integumentary, you should know right away, did I do simple, intermediate, or extensive? Am I distal, proximal? Get my little cheat sheet out. Some of those things. Am I intra or extra? Those are the things that are automatically hitting my head right away as soon as I see I'm in the integumentary section. If I'm in musculoskeletal, I'm thinking, am I cervical, thoracic, lumbar? Did I do a cord? Am I doing the spinal cord or just the bone? Am I nerves, or cord? Was it extensive, ventral, incisional? those things are going off in my head as I'm looking at those CPT codes. You got to practice and remember, okay, if I'm in anesthesia, am I lower, anterior, intra, extra, again with those? Is my patient younger than a year old? Are they older than a year old? Are they older than 70? Some of those things should be lightening off, but that all comes from just practicing exam questions. And you just have to keep practicing the exam questions to finally get things to click. Oh, yep, every time I go to radiology, I need to look for how many views did we do? Did I use contrast or not? It all becomes a pattern. Thanks for the follow. Deadpool, Ivy. Hey Twinkle, good to see you back. Yeah, the videos do make you crazy. They are monotonous, and then you still have to keep clicking and click here and click here. It would be so nice if it would just play the whole thing. That way you can be hands-free, folding clothes, burping a baby, changing diapers, mopping your kitchen floor, whatever. We are multitaskers. We here in this, on the spinny ball planet right now, are the best at multitasking that any other generation has ever been. And having this monotonous sit here and click just to hear the next sentence and click again to hear the next sentence, what a terrible way to do an educational program for a solitary person. No one can concentrate like that unless they're super drugged up with some Vyvanse or something. How in the world do you hyper fixate like that? And then that would just drain you down. My goodness. Anyway, I didn't write the school curriculum, but I can sure audit it. And I'd love to make myself my own curriculum one of these days for you guys. That would be awesome. Just a set of cool videos y'all could hit play on, and they're in a playlist, and it'll just go on and on and on. You can re-listen, and the interactive will just have to be the practice exam questions, and I can make those partly video too, but a lot needs to change. The EHR needs to be an EHR. We don't have paper charts, and the claim needs to look like it does inside of an EHR, not, yeah, but anyway, I got ideas, but good gracious, it'll take me a while to invent something like that. Yeah, Janice. My very first person that I ever tutored for CCS, her name was Janice. I miss her. But I did help her pass. Thank you, Joanne, for joining the team. And Tara, thank you, too, for the heart me. Your guys are awesome. Okay, what did you guys think on the answer on this one? C? Everybody saying C? Perfect. Let me show you the rationale. Next question. All right, you guys look this one up. Anybody know what the 69990 code is without looking in your CPT book? What does that code do? What is that? Anybody know? Kelsey, thanks for the joining up and hanging out with us. Light, thanks for the follow. All right, the code 69990 is for microscope. So if we used a microscope, I think that's an add-on code. So having it be the only code that you use would be highly unlikely. So this D, I think, oh, sorry, I was trying to see if I could swipe it. I think there is a way to do these and draw a line through these. I just forget how to do it every time I do this on here. But that one would not be the answer because you can't do it by itself. You have to use it as an add-on code. So yeah, B was the answer. You're supposed to be able to strike through one of these answers. I just don't know how to do it. Or they updated the app and I can't do it like I used to before. Sorry about that. Yeah, let me see if I can adjust it. BB, thanks for the follow. Any good names for one? Is there a book that has exam questions for CPC on Amazon? No. Don't buy any of those on Amazon. They're all very, very bad. I've bought all of them and I've audited them. And they're all terrible, out of date guidelines. They don't have current 2024 guidelines. The exam has changed to 2024. It's just a waste of your time. Don't do anything from Amazon. You are better off going to the AAPC website, buying practice exams A, B, C, D, E, and F for CPC. If you want more, buy the practice exams on the AAPC website for also COC, because that's just outpatient surgeries, which is the same thing as CPC. There might be a few little billing questions that will be irrelevant, but the surgeries, the integumentary, the musculoskeletal, the cardiovascular questions are very good for CPC. And in fact, I found many questions from the COC course on my CPC exam. But AAPC has practice exam questions for COC, exams A, B, C, D, E, and F also. Both of those together is 600 questions or more, and that's crazy.
I'm back.
What'd you bring me back to eat?
There was nothing left. I know.
Y'all didn't order me anything to bring back?
He literally made me order the 9 ounce instead of the 11 ounce. I guess for like cheaper or something.
Yeah, and it comes out like that. Yeah. Dude, you're a New York strip or nothing. There's nothing. You know, you gotta have a New York strip.
I got a sirloin.
Yeah.
It's because it had
snack.
Coconut shrimp
On top. It ain't worth it. All right. And then of course I promote Pocket Prep, which has the 750 practice exam questions. You're looking at them right now, and it's $36 for 3 months access, and they have a pass guarantee. If you don't pass, you get another 6 months for free. But also, they have a grant program, the financial support program, that you can apply for and just get that $36 covered. But it can be $14 a month if you just want to go month to month on it. But I like Pocket Prep, and I like buying questions directly from AAPC. I do not suggest you buy any questions from anyone on the internet except for those two entities. I've been doing this since 2019, 5 years now, and I promise you I've been everywhere. CCO, I forgot, they have good questions too. They have the Sapphire, I don't know, they got 3 exams. The last time I looked, it's been a couple of years, but CCO or COO, whoever that is, they got good practice exam questions. That's it. See? And their link is also on my website. If you go to medicalcodingbyjen.com, you go to the social media tab, but hover over the social media tab. There'll be another tab that shows up that says additional educators, and COO or CCO, whatever their name is, they are there too, and they have practice exam questions too. Don't buy their cave or anything else. Just purchase the exams that they have for CPC.
So thank you for the cough drop this time.
You're welcome. Take one of those Mucinex pills, and then we'll just see about that liquid. But you're welcome about the cough drops. That ought to last you a month as fast as you've been getting sick and sick and sick over and over again, dude. Rose was correct with the microscope. Okay, I answered the question, Daniela. I love your script. I'm about $1,500 into school cost. Oh. And I've learned most of what I know from YouTube. That's right. Miss Janice, that's right. Hey, Natasha.
Are these chewable?
I don't think so. Are they? They're capsules, right?
I don't know. They're big.
Yeah. Nope, you gotta swallow it. I don't believe in a course. Any course. I have done, I'm working my way through all of AAPC's courses right now for you guys. Sorry, I'm trying here. Nope, I want to go here. And I want to sign in. Yep. And so to let you know, I've already taken and passed the COC course. I have the AI in medical billing course. James, shut my door. It's loud. COSC, the Orthopedic Surgery Specialty Coding course. I've already taken and completed that. I've done the CPMA course. I've done the COC course. Ambulatory Surgery Coding Specialty Coding course, the CASCC. I've already taken that one too. And the Comprehensive Evaluation and Management course. I've also done the CDEI course, the CIC, and CPB. The only thing that is beneficial from any of those courses is just the practice exam questions. That's it, from each chapter. And some of those courses, like, oh my gosh, the COSC is 3 videos and a final exam. And you pay for a whole entire course, then there is no chapters. There's nothing there except for 3 videos and then a final exam. Several of their courses are like that. Especially those specialty ones. The COSC was like that. Oh my gosh, it's insane. I was so disappointed. And then the CASCC, just 3 videos and then one exam. that you get unlimited tries to retake over and over again. And it's just like 25 questions, but you pay for a whole entire course. Like, oh my gosh, really? But anyway, yeah, I don't recommend whatever that cerclage thing is. I don't know. It's just another, whatever you can get or learn from that's free. If it's free, or you can do a community college course that's like $30 a semester hour at a local community college, or even if it's more expensive, but you get a full grant that pays for it 100% free, and then you get the leftover grant money that you don't spend on classes from the Pell Grant or whatever. That's what I recommend if you really have your heart set and want to take a course. But employers don't look. They don't care whether you've taken a course or not. The only thing they care about is, are you on AAPC's website? Can they go type in your name on their main sites and find your certification and see that it's valid? That's the only thing they care about. That's what your school uses. Is it good? Can you use, do your teachers get to create their own exams or anything? It sounds like they're talking about brains. Percentage. Kind of looks like Blackboard's logo too, huh? Mind Tap online learning platform for instructors. Ooh. Maybe I could play around with them. I've looked at some of these online teachers come in and you build your own. They're just too difficult, and then they don't do what I need them to do. They don't have all the features that I need them to do. I want some of my questions to be video-based, audio. I want to be able to add, of course, multiple choice questions, but I want to be able to put in a video rationale for what if they get the answer wrong. Okay, then this video will pop up and they can watch it and see exactly where they went wrong, where in the books to find the answers. I can be showing stuff in my books, that kind of thing. And a lot of them don't have that capability, or they won't allow people to take exams on my website without charging me for every single exam in person and each time they attempt it. What? That would be thousands. I mean, it's crazy. I want unlimited access, unlimited students. People don't even have to register. And they could just do 5 questions if they want, or do 200 and get a score. Whatever they want to do. There shouldn't be, if they have time to do 5 before they go to work and get a grade, then great. I want too much. I need me an IT person to build me a course. Build me anywhere the software for all this. And then I need to finance a website that would hold this much data. But anyway, this is cool. I'll look them up. Signage. Because we'll see. I'm sure AI will come out with something before long that will help us mere mortals come up with something that I want. You like the community tab? Awesome. I'm so glad you like that. Oh yeah, Dawn. There's jobs everywhere. Yeah, it's big money. Even in the electronic EHRs. So if I wanted to create a fake medical group for you guys to practice coding in, you know, I have to pay for each user. And a lot of these EHRs, they only allow coders to be encoders, but then I have to pay for another user access to give them access to the patient's chart, the medical part of the chart. They get you, when they build these electronic medical record systems, where it's not all a la carte. It's, okay, if you have a biller, they can only go in these screens. Well, what if a biller needs to go over to case management or verify the surgery note? They can't look in the patient's chart. They can only call the hospital and get records faxed to them. And what a waste of time when it's all in there. Or the medical group has to pay for another user and then give that person access to both. And then that just charges more. It's just, so if I wanted to create an EHR system for you guys to practice and play around with and see real examples in real time like a job would have, I would have to pay for each one of you guys to have a license inside of an EHR, unless I owned the EHR software myself. So that's a whole nother ball of worms that needs to be opened. Anybody got an answer for this question on Pocket Prep? We have a surgeon who's removing a mass in a bronchial tube. They did a bronchioplasty. They did some anastomosis, which means they just cut out the bad part and reattached the two ends of the good part together. Would we use two codes or one code? Would we be in the 70s or 75s, the 01 or the 15? We got 75. One code all by itself. Good job. Perfect. Here's your next one. When I look at this question, I notice the modifiers on the end and the multiplication. So the second codes are multiplied, and then the last thing on the end of each answer is a modifier. Would we use 59 in this area, or would we use 51 in this area? Sometimes it's easier to look at that kind of stuff to see what your answer might be faster than looking at the individual CPT codes. But you guys work on this one while I'm work over here on my little project I got going on. I'm trying to come up with an instant download of all the type of questions that you might be faced with during a coding exam for like CCA, CPC, in E&M in one PDF, and show you, okay, if the example is this scenario, here's where the answer is and how you get to it and why the answer is what it is and what page number it's on. All right, so then, so far I've got 112 pages and I'm just auditing it. That page number is what? What do you guys think is the answer for this one? 31775? I don't see that one in this example. These are 22600 or 22,554, or 22,551. Yes. When I get it done with it, it will be on my website at medicalcodingbyjen.com. It will be available there. All right, we got a shoulder injection. Good. What is the correct answer? Everybody wants to say C? Okay. C is correct. Good job, guys. We do use the 51 modifier. Perfect. Bell's palsy patient, are we in the 7/8? I'm talking about the second and third digits of the CPT code, or are we in 7/7? Also, you've got two answers with modifiers. So are we in a section of the CPT book where these E2 modifiers are normally used? That can help you figure it out real quick. Do we use E2 or do we use LT? This is pocketprep.com. I have a year-long membership with them for the last 2 years, and I just purchase it once a year, whatever their yearly thing is. It's $14 a month, 750 practice questions, or you can do 3 months at a time for like $36. And they have a pass guarantee. If you don't pass your medical coding certification exam, you get 3 more months if you do the 3-month at a time program. But they also have a grant out there for where you can get it totally free. What was it called? Financial support program is what they call it. So if you go to pocketprep.com, look for financial support program, you can get that $36 for free. All right, I'm going back to work. You guys tell me what you think the answer is. Hey, Blue Eye. Thanks for the follow. If it doesn't state Ashley, then it's not Medicare. Other than that, also, you're not coding. You are an exam taker. If you try to code these, you're going to get the answer wrong and you're going to slow yourself down. You don't need to prove to anybody that you're a good coder with a certification exam. The note is already coded for you. You just have to pick out the correct answer because it's there. It's right in front of you. So it's already coded. You just got to pick out which code collaboration is correct. And looking at your exam and practicing it from that point of view will help you pass way more than any of that. The only thing you need to be worried about is the differences between those answers. An insurance company is not one of those differences. So then it is not in your head. Filling your head with anything extra during this exam will not help you. It will slow you down. You have 120 seconds to find the answer on each question. For 4 hours, it is a rigorous test. You have more questions on your exam than physicians do on their exam. And most RN tests too. Nursing, LVN. Yeah, we got 75 questions. Huh. So if whatever it is not a difference between those answers, then we're not going to worry about it. You'll know when there's an insurance issue when you have half of your answers are G HitPix codes and then the other half of your codes are CPT codes. When you see answers like that, you know right away, I need to look through my question and see if they say the word Medicare, right? Or somebody over 65. That's the only time we worry about insurance, is if you see something like that. Does that help? Blue Eye, thank you for the follow. Maroon, thank you for the heart me. You guys are saying C again? Good job. C is correct. We needed the LT, not the upper lid or lower lid, whatever the E2 is for. This was for the whole left eye. Good job. Diagnosis code. Would we code only 3 digits, or would we code 5 digits, or 4? I always think about that when I'm doing these questions. 9s are often non-specific or unspecified codes, so sometimes I shy away from those. Usually the most coded out, the most specificity, you know what I'm trying to say? Specificity, yeah, whatever, is usually the best. But you can just look up your differences between your J12 or J14 before you worry about the 82 or the 9 and see if there's a difference here that helps out. Stopping at your 3 digits instead of going all the way out to all 5 is a really good practice for the CPC exam, because all your guidelines and sequencing is going to be at the 3 digits. So if you stop there at J12, you'll see your guidelines. That way you can keep straight what code goes next, what code goes first, if anything goes up before it. If you've got to add a 7th character, it'll all be there at your 3 digits. So I always stop there first. Hey Twinkle. Hey MK. Good to see you. Shauna, thanks for the follow. If I missed you, I'm sorry. What do you guys think is the answer? Come back to work over here on this document. Good, that one looks good, which is correct since we don't have MDM. Good, good, okay. History, EKG. Blood work, EKG. Yes. What do you guys think is the answer for this one? 100, Joanne, 100. Is a quiz question from 2021. Ah, it's now on pocketprep. 100 questions, and you have 4 hours to do it, including any bathroom breaks or whatever else you take. The exam does not stop, it just goes from the time it's turned on till the time you finish it. D's? Perfect. Good job. Next question. Yeah, I like AAPC just because you get 2 attempts at the exam. One of these days I'll go take the AHIMA one, but I really like taking them all those certification courses I've taken. I like taking the certification exams twice. Even if I know I can pass it the first time, I like to see the exam twice so that I can tell you guys what you need to know so that you guys can help pass. Alright, what are we doing? I'm doing this. What's the font on that? Okay. First element of the MDM, the problem list. Okay, good. What is the risk of complications? That's a good question. Oh my gosh. Y'all gonna love these. This little document I'm working on, that was good. That was good. That was good. What do you guys think is the answer here? No, you do not have to go to school at all. Yes, Twinkle is amazing. She knows all the ins and outs of all my sites and stuff. Take her advice just like you would be listening to me. What do you guys think? Do you think this one is, you see, we've got 2 answers with the 52 modifier and 2 answers without the 52 modifier. So I would go look up what that modifier is, see if that happened. Maybe you get yourself down to a 50-50 shot on that question. Yep, you can go to pocketprep.com for practice questions. You can also go to the AAPC website and buy just the practice questions and start to work on those. Where are we at? What did you guys think is the answer for this one? We got B's, D's, and C's, but it looks like there's more C's. So let's see. C is correct. Good job for everybody. Good, good, good. Next one. We've got a laparoscopic appendectomy. Y'all can't see D. Let me get up D. There we go. Is that as close as I can get? Yeah. I'm going to do a workshop on the 18th. I need to post that up for you guys. I'll be doing a live 2-hour free lesson Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know about Wednesday. I forgot. The boys have a dance on Valentine's Day. So we'll be doing Monday and Tuesday and Thursday. And Friday, I guess. Next week, we'll do 2-hour lessons. Those nights start around 6:30 Arizona time zone. I'm in Arizona. It is 9:39 here in Arizona right now. What do you guys think the answer is for this one? We got it, B? Good job. Appendectomy? Good job. We're only on question 10. Oh my. 298s, these are on the exam. 29877, 74, and 70 are on the some version of this CPC exam. I recognize those codes. There's several different versions of the exam, so you never know which one you're going to get, but what do you guys think is the answer for this one? Another B? Everybody's on B. Nope, it was A. They tricked you, or they have the wrong answer. Let's see, what do we have going on? Knee pain, instability. They do a meniscus repair, which is just sutures. Why did y'all pick 66? 298. 298. Two 9866 is what code? And then the answer was 70. One was surgical, one was diagnostic. When it's surgery, this is a very poorly written question. You need to decipher that that is two notes in that question. The patient presents to the clinic for chronic pain and instability. Pain and instability are what? They're symptoms. It's not a diagnosis, right? The differences between your answers are that 66 is surgical. Surgical means I know what's wrong with you and I'm going to fix it. They didn't know it was a meniscus repair until they got into the body and looked at it with the scope. Because of that reason, it's a diagnostic procedure and you have to code 70. Knowing the differences between surgical and diagnostic, or what they also call therapeutic. Therapeutic is also the same thing as surgical versus diagnostic. Marking all the codes that say surgical or therapeutic in one color of highlight, and then highlighting the word diagnostic in all the CPT codes throughout the book in a different color all the way through your CPT book will help you remember to recognize if you're in this area. Light up. There's differences, right? I've got diagnostic, I've got surgical, I've got medial, I've got lateral, I've got autografts versus allografts. I have all those things highlighted in this particular page. But hopefully that explanation of why it is diagnostic versus surgical is helpful for you during the exam. Does that help? They didn't know it was a meniscus tear until they did the surgery. They did the surgery just to look around and see if there was anything in there to fix. Sometimes they go in there and there's nothing to fix. Or they just shave a little bit of bone just to say they've done something. But those are all still diagnostic. Integumentary. It means it's my property, and it says that you can't sell it and reproduce it. Don't share it with anybody. It just says copyrighted. Medical coding by Jen. That's what the watermark means. I had a physician purchase my items back in 2020. She's an author also on Amazon, and she immediately turned around and started reselling them. And she's a published author. I was like, you know better. So now everything, of course, and what she had and what she was selling was my watermark, so it was funny, but she didn't even take the time to retype it. Anyway, that's what the watermarks do. That's proprietary protection, right? It means it's mine and you bought it from me. Yep. I thought when surgery, it turns from biopsy, we code surgery. Maybe in your clinic, and that's your policies and procedures in the rural world, based off your regional guidelines, you have to not think about real life situations for medical coding certification exams. You are only looking at the differences without any insurance information in your head, the differences between these two codes, and seeing, or these answers, and seeing those differences in the exam question. You can't take any payer information in your head with you during this exam. You can't take any guidelines that have been written up by your medical groups or anybody you've ever worked for or interned with. You can't take any of that known knowledge with you. You have to think of this as just simply one CPT code and its words that are on the page next to the number. And those words are your only guidance, besides the parentheticals underneath, or any do's, do nots, or use with, or any guidance from the CPT book in itself. Other than that, don't bring any information, prior history with you. It will hinder you. Those codes, one of them said surgical, the other one said diagnostic. Nothing said about biopsies, nothing said about anything else in these two CPT code descriptors. And not all diagnostics could have biopsies or don't get biopsies, but they can still be diagnostic. But they can still also be surgical, even though they're a biopsy, depending on what else is going on. We could leave in a catheter for drainage. Other things could go on that could make them stay diagnostic or move on to surgery, even though it was just a biopsy. I don't know. Too many ifs and ands and buts about that. All we're dealing with is a question, and the answer is in front of you. So which one is the best answer out of what's available? Don't forget you've got a modifier on this one that's on the screen, the 51 modifier. Some answers only have one CPT code. Some of them have 3 CPT codes. Some of them have 2, and some of them have 1. I've taught all my students, mentees, mentors, whatever you want to call yourselves, since I try not to charge y'all anything, I do it for free, that the 114 is benign. So the first A and B answers, if it was that was the true answer, it's benign. And that if it's 116, you've got memorized that those are malignant. So the first thing I would do is separate these two into A, B, C, and D. Go look through my question, see if I see anything that mentions anything that might be malignant. If it is, then I'm keeping C and D. If it's not malignant or I don't have a pathology back from a pathologist yet, then we know we're going to be billing probably A or B. Yeah, learning from the exam point of view is totally different, Janice. So stick around. I'll teach you from the exam point of view how to pass your medical coding certification exam. And just the key parts that you need. Try to do it in the fastest, most efficient way possible without being too wordy, besides yelling at my kids or talking to my mom or messing with the cats and other things. B, we got B again. Did we remove 3 things? Holy heck. 3 separate things to do 3 different codes? What? We got a biopsy that indicated positive margins. So we're back again to do more margins on what? 1 item? 2 items? And then it was sent to histopathology. If you've got positive margins, what does that mean? Yay! I hope I can help you. Thanks, Dan. Maroon, thanks for the heart me. Tara, thanks for the heart me. Boy, I had a Tara in high school who tormented me. Oh my gosh. We both started high school in like 9th grade, mid-year, October of all times. We started a brand new high school. Everybody else had already started, and of course we started. So we were friends for a day because we were, 2 newbies scared to death at a high school. But that did not last long. She was my tormentor. My goodness. High school was awful. But I won't hold that against you, Tara. Thank you for the heart me. Joanne, thank you for the heart me. Janice, thank you for the finger heart. Y'all are sweet. D. We're going D. It was C. Very close. You got the correct answer. We just needed the additional code for our repair that we had to do on top of the margins. when it says you did undermining too, we're getting real close to complex. That got really close. If it said standard undermining, that would have not been a 44. We would have gone up to the complex, but it said light undermining. Boy, they're getting vague. Positive margins indicates a malignancy. You don't have positive margins on anything that comes back from pathology unless it's cancer. So that should be a term you have inside your CPT book. I'd recommend going to your integumentary section. Go to the start of the 116 codes. 116. So go to 11600 and in quotes at the top of that page, write positive margins in a quote, and that way you'll know that anytime you see that verbiage again, you know you're only coding the 116s. And then the other interesting one that I like is if you go over to repair codes, which is 12001. If you go to actually 12031, where it says repair intermediate, write in quotes right there, light undermining. You've got some instructions on the previous page. If you look at the definition of complex repair on the previous page, it says in the middle of that paragraph, extensive undermining, which I have underlining, that goes under complex repair. Under the definition of intermediate repair, it might say something about, it says limited undermining, but this one doesn't say limited, it says light. So again, I'm going to change and put another quote right here next to this one too, and put light undermining in quotes. So writing it twice, two different locations in your CPT book, just helps reinforce learning, and during your exam you'll be able to remember there was something about light undermining, and go look up your answer. Light undermining. I like that one. And I got the question about the malignancy. It's because of the words positive margins. And we're going to go write light undermining next to the 12044, and that will help you out the next time you see a question with an example like this. Hope that was fun. Let's go to the next one. Anatomy question. Sorta. Surgical, but. Hey Mocha. Glad to see you. Alright, I'm back onto my project here I was working on. I don't have the right answer up there. Okay, if it's a Medicare patient, what's the answer? And then y'all got A? Let's see. Perfect. Good job. How are codes for treating fractures and joint injuries categorized in CPT? No. It's all right. It's just small. The amount of questions that you actually get in their workbooks after you get all through all the pages of all the talking, I guess you'd say, and then you don't get the rationale with them a lot of times. You just get a right or wrong answer, and that leaves you with wondering why the answer is what it is. It doesn't really help you. I sincerely promise, using pocketprep.com for AAPC, they have 750 of these questions with rationale and page numbers where the answers are, is a good option. It's $14 a month or $36 for 3 months, or you can fill out one of their financial aid forms and get it for free. They have a pass guarantee. But the very best place to get your practice exam questions should be AAPC's website. They sell only the exams. You don't have to buy a course or even a workbook or anything. Go there, buy practice exams A, B, C, D, E, and F for CPC. If you want more, go buy the ones for COC, A, B, C, D, E, and F. It's like 1,200 questions right there. That's more than enough. I found a lot of the COC practice exam questions were my actual questions on my CPC certification exam. You're welcome. Thanks for the follow, Tanya. We've got B's and C's. Tracy, thanks for the follow. Injuries, treating fractures and joint injuries by the type of fracture, by the type of joint, by the degree, or stabilization. Type of fracture? Nope. The treatment and stabilization, it is D. No one got that one right. If you are in the AMA CPT book, they claim the answer is on page 123 of the 2023 book. I don't know what it would be in the 2024. Take a look. Let's see. So, fractures. Let's see. Oh yeah. So we've got these guidelines in the very beginning of the musculoskeletal section. Go find your fractures. You've got some headers about fractures and dislocation treatments. It's on page 127 of the 2024 book. And it says these codes are categorized by the type of treatment and type of stabilization. First sentence right underneath that headline. You just need the physical book. Yep. Next one. I see some that have the multiplication times them. If A was the answer, then that's 4 CPT codes being billed. If D is the answer, you've got 5 CPT codes being billed. Something like that. 4 or 5. 4? It's 4. Or would your answer be one code? Which one would it be? The 130? The 111? Go look at your differences. And if your answer is dealing with 4 things, maybe. But check your books. Check your codes. I like the online bookstore book run. They have an eBay shop and other things, but they usually have the cheapest books out there with free shipping. So I just always do a Google search and change my Google search to shopping and then look for the cheapest CPT book for the current year with free shipping can be sent to me. And then I'll look different days because prices go up and down depending on the day of the week. It's funny. So I keep looking till I find the price that I want. We got a couple of D's and a C. I got 2 votes for D and 1 for C. This is the name of the procedure. And do we bill times 4 for this? Is that what they say we can do in the CPT code descriptor itself? Or the parentheticals? Now we've got an A, 1A, 1C, and 2 Ds. Oh Lord, here comes Travis. Got another B. And another D. So we got we got 3 D's. All right, so let's pick D. Good job, guys. D is your answer. A lot of times it's the same answer is written down twice, and that would have been answer A and answer D because they both start off with the same CPT code, the 44120. You just need to know, can you multiply that code times 4, or do you have to add the add-on code and do it times 3? Because this one, the 120 equals 1, and then the 121 equals the 3. That's the proper format. We very rarely, there's a couple of allergy injections in the back of the book or something like that we might times the very first code and only code presented, but usually it's the second code that always gets the times. And also another fun fact is, if a code is an add-on code, meaning it has a plus symbol in front of it, like the 44121, then that code can never have a modifier. We just times them. Those are the ones that get timesed. Next question. A modifier changes a code descriptor. So if you have For example, code 20150, an excision of a particular soft tissue graft that might have a graft in it and you're doing it through the same facial incision. Good gracious. What they're doing inside this excision is starting back and making the growth plate start growing back. Well, what if this particular bone had 2 growth plates in it and you had to repair both at the same time? This particular CPT code descriptor only says 1 bar. That epicele bar is also known as your growth plate. So it only pays for once. So if you had to do it twice, you need to change that CPT code descriptor. So that's what modifiers do. The full list of every modifier is listed in your HipPix book and in your CPT book. There's a lot of modifiers on the CPC exam that will not be in your CPT book. So don't get stuck thinking those modifiers in the CPT book are the only modifiers, because there are quite a few that are in your HipPix book. And in fact, I ask you to move your anesthesia modifiers to the anesthesia section when you're making your notes, because that whole section, all the answers will require a modifier, and there's about 9 of them, and you don't want to have 2 books open at the same time. Go on and move them to the anesthesia section. There's plenty of room at the guidelines. Just write that full list right there. That way you just turn 1 page back and your modifiers are written right there. There's all kinds of modifiers. They go from like AA to XU. Every alphabet has a modifier. What do you guys think the answer is for this one? Everybody's saying A or B. Does this patient have 2 diagnoses or 1 diagnosis? We have 3 answers that have 1 diagnosis. Only 1 answer has 2 diagnoses. 1 answer also has 2 CPT codes. The rest of them only have 1 procedure code. 2 of the answers have modifiers, 58 and 76. Those are fast, quick modifiers to look up and see if you did in here without having to open up a book or anything. "58 is staged. 76 is a repeat. Does that change anybody's answer? Cast your device to your TV and give yourself a bigger screen. No, that didn't help. Does not help. Yep. And you can change and rotate your screen to landscape too, and you can also cast your device to any smart TV, and you'll have it really big. Oops. That's about the best I can do. B. Good job. Correctamundo. Correct. Good job. What about this next one? I'll go check on my kid real quick. I'll be right back. Kids. Got 2 of them coming in the door. Oh. Okay, I'm coming back. Oh, Jay, thanks for sharing. Jay Renee, my mom almost named me Christina Renee. She was actually on the phone with her mom and dad saying she's had the first daughter in the family, granddaughter, and her name was Christina Renee. Well, my dad was on the phone with his parents saying that we just had a first granddaughter and her name is Jennifer Lynn. I think it was the only fight my dad ever won with my mom. I still think about it every time I see the name Renee. It was almost my name. We got A's and C's. Looks like I got more C's than A's. Let's see. Perfect. Good job, guys. Next question. Get this a little bit lower. There you go. Y'all work on this one.
Talking to him right behind you, dude. He is oblivious to everything. I hate you.
Blame James.
I hate you.
Oh, I told you I need another straw.
That hair, dude. What are you doing with that hair?
What do you mean?
That does not look like normal.
Mm,
What is that?
I don't know.
That is not a hairstyle. The hell is that?
I like it.
Go
What?
get a shower. You've been at a restaurant, in the casinos, in Vegas. And here, Robin, here for me. You can't just come into my house and not de-germ yourself.
I will.
Now.
I'm tired.
No. No negotiations. You've been at the casinos. You are not going to get my 74-year-old mother sick. Go shower now.
Well,
Soap and water.
Travis come home and he's got a sore throat and he tried to go to bed without getting a shower. I'm like, no. Mm-mm. You have to get a shower when you go out and hang out with humans and get coughed all over. All right. Ooh, this is my favorite subject. OB and delivery. If the second and third digit is different, then they're different headers. If in OB and delivery, your second and third digit is a 9-4, then it was an all-natural birth. If your second and third digit is 9-5, then this would be a C-section. If your second and third digit is a 9-6, then this means on a previous pregnancy, the outcome was C-section. But today, on a second pregnancy, or third or fourth or fifth, we're going to attempt a natural delivery, but we may end up doing a C-section. So it's kind of like your combo code. Knowing that little trick in your head will help you pick out the correct answers quickly anytime you see the labor and delivery codes. What was the outcome of the delivery? If it's natural, all the way, you know your second and third digits of the CPT code are 9-4. If we did a C-section today and it's mama's very first C-section ever, what do you guys think is the answer now that I've said all that? Do we need those modifiers, 59 or 51? We do have a tubal ligation going on. Thanks for the follow, AJ. What do you guys think? Share, thanks for the follow. All right, let's go with your B. It is our 9-5 and then our 86-11. Not sure they got this question right. Didn't she have multiple C-sections before? Third child via a C-section following an attempt. Yeah, they have the wrong answer for this one. I'll have to get them to correct this one. We're doing the 250 that I have not audited yet from this one. Oh yeah, they definitely have this one wrong. They even say it right there. Huh. Anyway, we'll move on. Lab and path. Note there are modifiers in some of these answers like D and C. Is that a modifier you normally see in practice exam questions with medical coding? Would we do answer A has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests, or would we do answer B that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tests in it? I got 27 of you on. Anybody want to try? How many tests did we order? Urea, sodium, potassium, amyline, amino, protein, calcium, carbon dioxide, chloride, creatinine, glucose, and TSH. Is there a panel code that can combine some of these so that we're not coding them all individually? Panel codes always have the second and third digit as 00. Kind of looks like the eyeballs of a smiley face. It's the way I remember it. So 80048 is a panel. So is 0051. Go see what's inside those panels. That will eliminate some of these words. Then you can count what's left over and know that that's got to be coded. I'm positive glucose isn't in one of these panels, and neither is the TSH. But some of this other stuff looks like it could be in a panel. 52 modifier is a reduced service modifier. Are we really going to do that code on a lab and path answer? Can we order a panel that has a test in it that wasn't done and just slap a modifier on it and say, oh, we'll just pay us reduced services for it then? Sorry, I had to go check on my kid again. Make sure I hear soap and water actually running over something. And he's doing good. All right, guys. Then what do you think the answer is? Good job, Stacy. You're going to build a panel with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more codes on top of a panel. Remember the 00 codes, the 80051 or the 80048 are combo codes. They have a lot of different CPT codes mixed in them. So kind of without even looking in a book, this question, if we know our modifier looks really strange for lab and path, and we know that adding a whole panel code that's supposed to be a combination code with a bunch of codes in it, and then adding a whole bunch more, I don't know. Could be the answer. I don't know what the answers are, but we'll see. Just my inclination. Oh, I wish you had too, Melissa. You don't have to have a course or anything. You just need to sit and take one exam. And if you pass that one exam, you'll be a coder and can get hired. I teach from the exam point of view and for free. I'm just here volunteering my time. Help you guys out. I do it 4 nights a week. Tonight is just a bonus night. It is your B. You are right. Good job. It is a big panel. And then we had to order all these individual tests right here. That's a good question. If they're right. They tend to be wrong sometimes. I'll have to go check this out. What does the panel have in it? 0051. Which panel is that one? Let's see. 800. Trying to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Haven't eaten yet today. Okay. 51 has your carbon dioxide in it. It has that one in it. It has your chloride in it. It has potassium. Did our doctor order potassium? Yep, it's up there at the top. And then I can't do them individually. It also has sodium in it. So those two and those two. So our panel would need nitrogen added, this one added, this one added, then this one added, then this one added, and then our creatinine, glucose, and TSH. So that's 8 more with the panel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is correct. That is a verifiable answer. That's a good one. I like that question. I was just too lazy to go count. That's a good one. All right, we've got an 11-year-old with a face-to-face visit. What are we doing? Oh, okay. 2 hours and 29 minutes so far. Okay. Couple more questions and we'll need to stop this so I can download this TikTok to put onto YouTube. Thanks for the reminder, Twinkle. On my website at medicalcodingbyjen.com, if you go to the tab that says social media, scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll see a picture of me in my office, and my schedule is right there. Mondays and Wednesdays are TikTok, 6:30 Arizona time zone for 2 hours, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays are YouTube live videos. The prompts for the free lives, where we do 2 hours of practice exam questions, are already up the week prior for the coming week. So I've already got Tuesdays up right now. So you can go to my YouTube channel. Everything's under Medical Coding by Jen. And you could subscribe for free and click the Notify Me button on the middle of the YouTube page. And it's already got a link for Tuesday's practice exam questions. It'll be much more formal. You know, I won't be yelling at the kids too much. I still yell at my kids, but, you know, I'll have professionally, what I think is professionally, but picked out some questions for you guys, and it'll be on like a Word document, and it's on YouTube. You'll be able to see the questions a lot better, and we'll discuss rationales and answer questions in a more teacher-like setting instead of tonight's just bonus material. I'm just sitting here and was a little lonely. The boys had went out to dinner and they're back now, so I thought I'd go live while the house was quiet for a minute, but of course they're back. Thank you for sharing the live, Mommy. Aw, my voice is a little strange this week. It's sometimes my voice feels like I'm straining a lot sometimes, and that happens when I don't go live consistent. I was off 2 days this week for a pulled muscle in my back, going to the gym. I'm too old, 52. I'll be 53 in April. But we routinely go, but I just overexerted myself. And it had me down. I could not sit at my work desk. It was awful. So because I had 2 days where I didn't talk, My voice seems to not like those days, but normally it's not as scraggly. And of course, I'm sitting here eating while I'm visiting with you guys today, but thank you for saying so. But typically, Monday through Thursday, I go live every night for 2 hours. This Wednesday, I think, is that Valentine's Day? The boys have a dance. And I'm Mama Bear. They don't go nowhere without me, very rarely. They were with family for dinner tonight. But they went to the dinner and then they come back home. That's it. But I'll go to the dance and I'll sit out in the parking lot and wait for them to come out of the building. That way, if something happens, if they need me, and I can also audit the entrances and exits of the dance and make sure that they're where they say they are. Kids, you can't trust them as far as you can throw them. So, yeah, I'll be sitting in the parking lot like a guard dog waiting to snap at somebody. But so Wednesday night will have to be canceled. But I may go live, but it will be just from the car without any material, just answering questions and stuff. Depending on what I feel like doing. I still do have a full-time job, 3 sons at home, and my mom here too, so. And I think I have a cat rescue going on here too, so I am quite busy, but I love volunteering and helping you guys and teaching you guys from the exam point of view how to pass without spending any money if I can. I love creating documents too. That's been fun this year. And finding things that you can purchase that are really worth whatever it is for the value, of course. But not just old, outdated information, you know, current, relative stuff that's super helpful. If you're going to spend money on me, I want to make sure that, you know, it's really, really worth it. I tend to overachieve. So if you do ever buy my notes for the CPT book especially, know that you don't have to copy everything that I wrote. The one-word differences underneath each CPT numerical number is what you need. The added bonus stuff that I write underneath every single word that needs a definition, or if I write you a note that says that this is for typically less than an inch long and it includes local anesthesia and it's for blood clots and abscesses or whatever. You don't need all that information. You just need that one word difference that I wrote underneath that numerical number for the exam, which would be no implant. There was no added in thing, no implant added into that one, just by example. But I do put a lot of bonus material in my notes that if you did take my notes with you for a real job in the real life and you actually went into like cardiology or something like that and you don't know a lot about that particular area, you'll know a lot about what's going on inside each CPT code, surgically wise, just based off my notes if I've written some extra material there. There's a code like 61050. It tells you that something is cervical, but it doesn't tell you the part that it's suboptical, which means the back of the skull. So sometimes I add information in there that is just not available unless you went and researched it and put it in there. So that's kind of helpful. But I'm not inventing the wheel here. If you go Google every single CPT code and do your own research, you'll figure out what I found and why I picked that particular word. But I use it in combination with all the practice exam questions. I've bought every single practice exam question from AAPC and AHIMA. They have, whether it's area of study, CPMA, COC, all the specialty certifications, every single one of them. It was, over $700 just for AAPC's practice questions for every subject. CIC, CPB, bought them all. Keeping all of those practice exam questions in my head while I'm making these notes, I remember, okay, what was the difference between that exam question and this exam question and those answers? What was the key terms between those questions and what the answer was? What would I need to know? And that's what I put in my notes. You guys can do it too, but it's just a little painstaking going through all those exam questions, finding the exact exam questions for those CPT codes, and then picking out your one-word differences to match. And then checking over the example to make sure you didn't miss anything, and then Googling the code to see if there's any other added information that you could use, like back of the skull versus top of the skull. Those kind of things are fun to find. I like code 61250 and 61253. One of them is supra and one of it is infra. It's not intra with a T, but an F is in Frank. And that just means that the 50 code is above. They're putting the whole above parts of the brain. And then the 5-3, the infra, just means they're doing it below, which is below the cerebelly. So adding that kind of stuff is fun. Just takes a lot of auditing and playing around. Plus, I've been doing it since 2019 for you guys. I didn't make my notes for when I took the exam this way. I passed, but I wish I had known this stuff. I paid for a lot of notes that people said were the GOAT to get. And I felt like they were still missing a lot of information, and they didn't even tell me to fix the out-of-code sequencing. There was a lot of things that I wish I'd known, even after paying for notes, that weren't even there. And I ended up not even using anything that was beneficial from anybody else at all. I even group them differently. I highlight different words. They only highlight what's after the semicolon. I don't find that helpful at all. I highlight what's in the brackets, because what's in the brackets is the exam question words, the AKA terms, not what's after the semicolon. So I think they're unique. I'm proud of them. I like them. What do you guys think is the answer for this 11-year-old who's getting dialysis? And there is 3 different types of a dialysis in the CPT book. And they all have different categories. Some of them are done by an MD. Some of the dialysis is done by clinical staff, like an RN or home health nurse. Covering that, looking to see if the MD is actually doing it, or if they're in a facility doing the dialysis on site at a facility like hospital or rehab or whatever. They all have different categories, so clearing up that information first helps you out before you worry about your individual CPT codes. Thanks, Stacy. Kelsey, thanks for the follow. If I got a surgery, a steroid injection, can they charge a surgery code? Yes. They just cannot charge an E&M visit with it. But heck yeah, they can charge you for the surgery. Yep. Such a pain. You'll find a job. There's so many jobs out there right now. I do recommend you get 2 certificates, like CPC and CRC, or CPMA, or CCA with a CPC. Having 2 not only gets you in the job market faster as far as being new hire, it also increases your pay rate. AAPC says up to $10,000 more at annual income if you have 2 certificates. And I see that in my career for sure. So I don't think they're being too boastful on that. So, and I know everybody has, it's hard, you know. My tea went up to almost $8 this week. It started out $5 a year ago, and now it's almost $9. It's killing me. And that's for a week's worth of tea. I mean, I'm stingy, and I spread my money out, but I know I bought this tea not a month ago, and it was not in the $8 range. It wasn't. It wasn't even in the $7 range. It was still in the $6 range. I don't know what made it go up this week. It's crazy. But yes, I know things are tough, but if you can manage 2 certificates, take 2 exams, I would love that. The CRC is only over ICD-10, so you only need that 1 book and that 1 set of guidelines, right? So that's a certificate worth thinking about. Also, if you've already passed the CPC, you can do any one of their specialty ones, like the evaluation and management specialist. Just do office visits certification, or COC, which is just outpatient hospital. If you pass the CPC, then you could take quite a few of their certificates and have 2 without much learning extra stuff. medicalcoding.jen.com, Tara, and go to the shop on that website. Don't forget to stop by the resource tab. Inside the resource tab is another tab that says CPT book prep. It shows you how to book your books, how to prep your books for free. There's also a tab with 3 videos on it that'll show you how I go in with a video on my book, and I'm going code by code and what I'm writing and how I'm writing it and stuff like that. It's all for free. But if you want page by page and just copy what I've done, then the notes are there. I have a coupon that will automatically generate as you start putting stuff into a shopping cart. And if you decide to do like a firm or something like that, do a payments, I have all the fees, even late fees, interest fees, all that coming to me. You guys don't have to pay for that. That comes out of me. So you just pay for the notes with the discount if you buy them all. And I'll pay the fees to have it spread out in payments with the firm or whoever you use. PayPal's up there too, so you can do payments on PayPal. There's ICD-10 notes, there's HIPICS notes. But I really recommend you make your own notes. Go take the exam, because you get 2 attempts with AAPC. And if you fail, you'll get a breakdown of what your score was in all your areas, and then only get the notes in the areas of where you did really, really low in that has a high count volume of questions on the exam. Like hit picks, there's only 3 questions out of 100 that are hit picks. So if you bombed it, but then you only got half of the answers right in integumentary, don't buy the hit pick notes, buy the integumentary notes, because there's more questions on the exam in integumentary. So you get more, you need to get those scores up more. So anyway, that's my thought process on that. But hopefully, and I've helped thousands of people not have to buy a thing from me. So I've got tons of free videos. I think there's over 700 on YouTube. Tons of TikTok videos, of course. Instagram videos, Facebook group. By far the best study group is our Discord group. There's 2 years of practice exam questions. There's case example rooms, practicode rooms, what to expect on exam day. Where do I start if you're just starting? I have a room for that with a bunch of videos just posted. You start at the top and work your way down. Our Discord group is the place to be. It's all free, no tracking. I don't get copies of your email addresses or nothing. But our Discord group is great. If you're taking AAPC certification, you can use the 2023 CPT book till December 31st. If you're doing AHIMA, AHIMA is only going to allow the 2023 CPT book until May 1st of 2024. Hey Kristen, thanks for the follow. Amanda, thanks for the follow. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I hope that helped Tara about finding my notes. Some of my notes are on Etsy too. I don't have the full list on Etsy. Just some people prefer buying from a company than buying from me directly on my own website, which is fine. I just have to charge just a little bit more for the items that are on Etsy, because Etsy has big time Etsy fees. They're killer with their fees. When I own my own website, I just pay for the collection of the money, card processing, which is like 7%, and then taxes, which is another 7% or whatever, 9%, depending on your state. And then on Etsy, they get 14%, and then you got taxes on top of that. So it gets expensive. So I do have them just a little bit higher price, but they are on Etsy too. Everything's under Medical Coding by Jen. What did you guys think the answer is for this one? Sammy? Lay down. Did I see anybody? I saw a B. B is the last answer that somebody said. It was C, times 3. An 11-year-old face-to-face visit with her physician who received 3 daily services during a 1-month period. So these are billed per day, per month. Very cool. So if they only went 3 times that month, then they bill 3. Now I'm not certain, I'm going to have to check on this answer. Some of the dialysis can't be billed unless they've hit, 14 to do a whole month? I'm not sure. Can we just bill for just 3? Maybe. But I gotta check and see. Oh yeah, time. Okay, let's do one more and then we'll be done. I Oh, I remember. Yep. We're almost 3 hours. We've got 2 hours and 51 minutes. This question, did we do one CPT code or did we do two? Would we use the 51 modifier? What kind of lesions would be classified as vascular? What the heck does that mean? We've got an intra. A lot of the codes are separated between extracranial or intracranial, an E or an I. One little bitty letter differences in some of those. Sometimes they can be intracranial, but then they could be extradural. So you have to be careful. Don't match one intra, you have to match both intras. And we have infra also here. So we could have an intracranial, extradural, or an intratemporal. All of those need to match. Plus we got a graft repair. I go through the entire book. I have one color for all the infras. I have one color code for all the intras. And I have one color code for all the extras. Start off with an E. And I do that through the entire book. What do you guys think is the answer? Are we in 01 and 06? 06 is written down twice. So is the 90. I got 18 brave souls laying in bed, bleary-eyed looking at the screen. Anybody want to take a guess? A shot is a surgery. I know it doesn't seem like it. Somebody asked, if I got a steroid injection, can they charge for a surgery code? Yep. That steroid isn't just going in like a Benadryl shot that's going to combine with your bloodstream and prevent you from having an allergic reaction or something, right? That steroid injection was given in a joint to relieve pain most of the time. And being able to place that needle in the specific spot for a pain relieving injection is classified as a surgery. Inexpensive one for just a damn shot of steroids. Depomedrol, right? So that's the explanation of that one. And you guys like D? Yayo, thank you for the follow. It was C. One code only, and we only needed the secondary code. Let's see. R06. It can't be the 9 because that's middle cranial. 601 is anterior. And then the 606 includes your graft. And your answers are on page 456 if you're in the 2023 CPT book. D without looking. Don't ever pick two codes when an alternate answer is just one code. On an AAPC CPC exam, number one rule. If you know nothing else and you are just needing to click an answer because you've run out of time and the difference is between two CPT codes and one, go with 1 every single time. And if it's a difference between 2 CPT codes, which one is numerically smaller? Out of these answers, it would have been A, is the smaller of the codes because it's 01. That is in general most of the time the answer on an AAPC exam. But I hope that helps, Stacy. Thanks for hanging out and participating and letting me help you out. At least try to help you out. I appreciate y'all's faith in hanging out with me and listening to this old lady squawk and try to share some info. I appreciate you guys, and I hope this was helpful. I don't know if I'll be on for Super Bowl Sunday tomorrow. My house is still a mess, and my mama's going to come in here, and I got to clean off some space off the couches. I got laundry all over the couches right now. I did do the washing of the slip covers, put them back on, but now I got towels I got to put away, and I got to do some nachos and a roast. I got to cook some stuff, so I don't know if I'll have time tomorrow. Not that we've watched football all year long, but we just watch for the commercials and stuff. If I can figure out how to hook up the TV back to our internet cable TV provider. We don't ever watch cable TV, but I have it. It's purchased because that's all my mom watches, but she watches it in her part of the house. We have it in the living room, but I never hook it up, ever. Maybe this is the only day a year I hook it up because I hate commercials. And if we're going to watch something, we're going to watch it on Netflix or something without commercials, of course. So, yeah. Y'all are very welcome. Thank you, May, for saying so. I hope this is helpful. We are at 2 hours and 58 minutes. I'm going to end the live here so I can download this and post this up on YouTube so others that missed it can watch it. Thanks, Stacy. I hope this is helpful, and I hope to see you guys again, and I'm proud of you guys. Thank you for hanging out. And there's your quick look at the next question. You'll have to come back on Monday and we'll go over what the answer is. Love y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. Have a good day tomorrow. Moms, don't work too hard. Make them get up and do the dishes, the floors, bathroom cleanup, and more. Guys or children do not get to just take out the garbage and be done with tomorrow, and that's the only chore that they did tomorrow. They actually need to get their hands wet and wash something. Floors, bathrooms, or dishes. Tell them Jen said so. I love y'all. See y'all later. Thanks, Trace.